Hello and welcome back to Chess. In this video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a game analysis, a game review of one of my games against an opponent whose identity I have hidden, mainly because they were a terrible dick. They were so salty after this game. You can see why, actually, if you look at the analysis. You can see there's a little bit of back and forth, but then they found a very winning position and then threw it away at the end, and the game resulted in a draw. Can we agree on a couple of facts? Number one, finding a draw is an acceptable way to end a chess game. Number two, don't be a dick in the chat on chess.com. This guy got so salty. He opened up the chat and well, actually, let's agree on another thing. Never read the chat with a stranger on chess.com because it's half the time going to be terrible. Particularly, I don't know if it gets better at higher levels, but like with 500s, man, they're such dicks. So yeah, can we agree on that? The guy got so salty that he said, "Dude, what the hell?" I said, "Oh, it's this type of a draw." Answering the question, "What the hell?" Obviously, he was being rhetorical, but I like answering rhetorical with literal. Instead, he responded, "Kill yourself," and that just amount of salt over a chess game is absolutely ludicrous. So that's why I've hidden the person's identity, because hopefully they feel embarrassed about that. And if they don't, well, they should, because you've got to defend against draws. You can't just defend. You can't just go on the attack all the time. You've got to defend against getting tied or losing, obviously. I found a way to draw the game, and that was the best move for me. So let's dive into the analysis. Here we go. Very standard, very boring move there. King's pawn to e4. They respond by threatening the pawn with the knight, potentially, but I can play here defending it, or I can play here again defending it, or I can just play this knight out, also defending. I miss it. The reason I did this, I don't usually play like this, but I just recently watched a God, let's get rid of that, Gotham Chess video in which he was teaching Frank, absolute legend of the game, Frank, to play as a beginner. Like, what are some beginner tactics? And this was the idea. Well, not this, sorry. I'll get rid of all that. This was the idea. To have two pawns in the center is just good. It's just good. Probably missed in playing this that what he probably said was, if it's safe to play two pawns to the center, always do so as a beginner, because it's just strong to control the center like that. I do pick up my mistake before they capture, though, because they play this in inaccuracy, missing the opportunity to take the free pawn, and I've got it defended now like that. I do catch myself. In fact, after playing it like that, I was like, oh no, because the knight can take. So I did see it. Sometimes you play a little too quickly, particularly at the beginning, where you think, oh, actually, I play too slow for some opponents, apparently. Again, people in chat, never open the chat on chess.com. They can't stand someone taking 30 seconds out of a 10-minute game to consider their next move and the move after. They really can't. But I do play a bit faster in the beginning, because it's like, okay, I have this pattern down, I know this. My opponent's just pushing pawns. I don't know what the intention... Well, okay, the intention there is probably to bring the queen out, and they do in fact do that. Yeah. I tell you what, another thing I like to do at the moment is not this. I like to play a fianchetto like that. I just discovered it recently, and people at the high 400, 500, range, they don't really know how to respond to that. It's really cool. Anyway, so I play bishop there, pinning it to the queen. Queen moves out of the way, also pinning my knight to my king, which is very good. I don't think I quite spotted that it was doing that. I just, in my head, I was like, okay, this is going to be an early queen attack. So, in fact, I don't think I do anything to respond to this properly, do I? What do I do instead? Oh, I just bring my other knight out. I just continue developing. I'm like, okay, this is not posing any threat immediately apart from to the knight, but if it takes the knight, I just take. So yeah, that's a mistake. My pawn is undefended. It's talking about this one, by the way, because if that, then yeah, I can't move this. It's pinned, and that's what I didn't understand about this position. So yeah. Well, they don't take, in fact. They push h6, which the analysis over here, the game review, calls a miss. And yes, it is, because they've been perpetually missing this for the longest time. Instead, yeah, they should have captured, because that's just undefended at the moment. This can't move. But they want to kick the bishop, because that's how beginners play. They see a bishop comes in, and they're like, oh, I've got to kick that. I'm the same. So I move my bishop away. A blunder, apparently, but I disagree with chess.com on this one. It says I gave up a pawn. Yeah, again, it's talking about this one, because this is just undefended. However, if I did find a way to defend it, say I went here, say I went there like that, they'd simply take the bishop. Which I would respond by capturing with the knight, but then they've actually got this open profile for the rook, which is not good. So it's probably the level of analysis that chess.com's at for this game. Probably pretty low. But yeah, again, they play another pawn, and I once again play to a more defensive position with the bishop. The bishop is going to be valuable to me, is what I'm thinking, and I want to keep it on the table. So they play their bishop out, creating a battery. That's the idea. They want to take with the bishop, and then I don't know, put the king in check. King has to move. I suppose they're thinking, okay, they'll defend with the queen or something. I don't know. But yeah, king gets out of the way, goes somewhere else, you know, gets out of danger. But they've created a battery, quite a strong position. However, once again, opportunity to capture a free pawn, missing that. Queen, what was the idea here? We're going to end up losing a queen. Right, yes. Oh god, okay, right. I do have to try to explain this, don't I? Well, obviously there's an idea here that if takes, I take back, queen takes, pawn takes. So it becomes a trade of knight and queen for queen and bishop. Obviously they don't go for that, but since they were creating this battery, I wanted to respond by saying, I'm not going to let you do that. That's a mistake. What would the best move have been there? Bishop out, defending the pawn, of course, yeah. Instead, I'm losing a queen. So they take, because, yeah, they see that now they have an opportunity to strike, I guess. Maybe this was their plan all along, for me to get the queen to here. I take back with the pawn. Better than doing so with the queen. They, I'm trying to remember what they did here. Finally see the pawn. There it is. Okay. Yeah, the pawn was free for the taking. Still, I guess. Yeah, I guess they thought they had to get the... They maybe thought they had to get the knight out of the way because the knight was watching the pawn. They probably forgot that they had this pin, so it couldn't. Anyway, there we go, yeah. So they finally take the pawn. Best move. They've also created a threat on the queen, which is, you know, my mistake. So I move the queen back. Now, yeah, okay. I remember thinking this through, actually. So I see the threat. I know this threat's coming. And I know this queen exists here and can take this pawn. For some reason, instead of going here, I went here. And my thinking was that if queen comes to here, what? I genuinely don't know. There was some kind of reasoning for it. I thought that, well, I thought I was defending more pieces. I thought I had more visibility, but from here I can see here. Whereas from here I can only see there. Well, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, a big mistake from me there. I really can't explain it terribly well. There's a really great move, apparently. That was a free pawn. It, yeah, generally was just hanging. They could have played the knight there as well. Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking I can't simply go back to here because if takes, then, you know, still facing the queen and the queen can't respond. So I thought go here because it's better defended. Yeah, but it was a big mistake. So in comes the queen, puts me in check. Oh god, I hate this next bit. No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. That king move is fine, but then you play something else that I evade a check from the queen. This was a big miss from them. It permits the opponent to capture the checking knight. Oh god, this is the bit that I hate. I missed this. So simple. I for some reason I'm blind to my own bishop here. Instead, oh god. Instead I play something that's really, really bad, and it's this. Gave up a rook. What rook? This rook over here. Right? No. This rook over here. Sorry, yeah. There's a queen takes. Yeah. So knight takes rook. Which they don't play? No, they do. Okay, they do. They do. And I've just given that up, and I've seen that, but I just didn't know this was here the entire time. Damn. So there we go. I've seen the bishop now. I'm like, okay, I best move this to somewhere more useful. I can get that to threaten this rook over here. My opponent castles. Oh, big inaccuracy actually. Castling like that. This gave me such an opportunity to think about the king being over here. This is the beginning of the end, actually. This is great. So I play this pawn. I revealed an attack on my opponent's queen, apparently. Where is that? Oh, yeah, it's there. And if queen takes, then knight takes. If queen doesn't retreat, then... Or if queen does retreat, then I simply, I guess, I take a pawn. Instead, they play the queen to there. Which they can still take this pawn if they want. I could defend it like that. Probably. No, I can't do that. I have to get the king out of check. So where do I put it? I put it back there. Queen takes, and the bishop comes out to do what? What is the bishop doing there? This would have been better, right? Just let it do the analysis. Is that good? Queen d1 good? I haven't fully thought it through. It's a fine move. Best is there. Because, okay, yeah. Creates a threat. Keeps the queen there, so even if capture, then queen captures. Yeah, fair enough. Queen d1 is apparently still excellent, though, so, whatever. Instead of any of that, I played bishop out there, so if capture, I whatever. What was my idea here? I was thinking that, yeah, if I go there, I'm sort of facing the king. Like, can't do anything with it yet, because simply capture. But if I'm here, then at least I've got something. That's going to be relevant later. So they play their apparently best move in the position. They kick the opposing bishop, my bishop right here. Can't really do anything, because if capture, then queen captures, and I've got no response. So I missed that apparently. What? How do I miss that? Genuinely, how do I miss that? Oh, I know exactly why I missed that. It's because of what I was just saying. I've got ideas over here now. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I've got ideas over here. This bishop, I'm thinking, probably not relevant to my plans anymore. So I'm going here, knowing that this is coming. But then... What, then retreating? I think that's the idea. I think I want to create a path to retreat. So I think I was hoping they would take the knight. They don't, they take the bishop instead. Sensible. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, because clearly I had a plan, but, you know, they were a move ahead of me, a step ahead of me on that one. Or even just, you know, bishop is worth slightly more than a knight. They're both worth 3, but it's argued that a bishop is worth 3.1, right? Okay, so let's continue. Where are we? Yes, they've also captured a bishop and given a check, which is really good because obviously I have to move my king. The only thing I can do, which means they still get to capture the knight anyway. They get to do both, which is really frustrating. I didn't see that, obviously. Very good choice, h4. Achieving... I don't know what. Well, I do. I'm still looking at this, aren't I? And I want to get that out of the way. Why do I want to get that out of the way? Because queen. Yeah, because queen comes in and takes... Okay. They don't take it. They just put my king in check. That's a forced move, the king. I don't think there was anywhere else I could... No, of course there wasn't, because queen's watching this. So along comes the knight, putting the queen in check. Just getting out of the way, setting up for something else. They need to get another piece into the game, I think, but yeah, I move my queen out of danger. Very safe. Also defends this pawn, apparently. Oh no, this pawn. This pawn is defended. Yeah, so if this takes... And I think I saw that. I think that's part of my thinking. It's not super... Oh no, it is super relevant. At this point, I've already seen... Even though I've lost the bishop, I've already seen a plan. You can probably tell what's about to happen. If you're better at chess than, you know, either I or my opponent here was, you can tell how this game is going to end from this position. They put my queen back into... I was going to say check, but it's not check when it's on a queen. They attack my queen. That's all they do. It says f2 is excellent. This wins a queen. It doesn't win a queen, though. I retreat to here. Can you see what I'm doing yet? Probably. Anybody who hasn't seen my plan yet and how this game's about to end, see if you can figure it out. But yeah, so what happens here? I move a queen back. I can't tell. Is this the move? No, this isn't the move. They put the king in check with the queen. That's a fine move. That's sensible. Because if they do that, then... Well, the king has to move, so I just move it out of the way. That's apparently the best move available to me. Yeah. I could also have gone here, but then that blocks my queen, so not that great. We're about to see my opponent make the mistake that decided the game. Can you tell what it is? Or can you tell what they should have done? Because I, obviously having played the game, in fact, in this moment, and for the longest time up to this moment, I've seen something already. If we go back to... Yeah, here. At this point, I've got the idea. I know I'm in a losing position. And I have one idea. Because I've seen this. The king is very, very undefended. It's in a little box. So they force the king move. And then they throw the game away. This. A simple pawn move that decides the fate of the game. Because this. Queen to g5 is a great move. That wins a free pawn. Yes, it wins a free pawn, but it does more than that. I was thinking about the pawn. Yes, I was thinking I need to get that pawn. That's part of the plan, but that was... Even if the pawn wasn't there, this was still the plan because I knew I wasn't in a winning position. This was a game-changing move. You no longer have a losing position. In fact, yeah, you can see what the eval does right here. That one pawn move swings it back to equal because of this. 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 This. And that is end of game. Draw by repetition. Which my opponent threw away. Got really salty about it, like I said at the start of the video. And yeah, I tried to have a reasonable chat with them. I said, yeah, you've got to learn to defend against ties as well as losing positions. I'm not going to just serve you the win on a silver platter just because you played better, which they did. I think we can agree they played better for most of that game. I made a couple of... Okay, more than a couple. What did chess.com say? Chess.com said blunder 4. I blundered 4 times. Although somehow my accuracy is higher than theirs. Not entirely sure why. I guess I had 7 great moves versus their 3. 6 excellent to 6 excellent. 4 best to 9. 4 good to 1. Yeah. We'll do another video like this, looking at something else, but I want to play some other people. I'm thinking about doing chess videos against other people. Some maybe random strangers, some that are friends of mine who I could get live chat with and could get them on in the video. Yeah, Can we agree? Draw by repetition is a fine way to end a game. And don't be salty in chess.com chat if you've wound up in a tying position or you've lost a game. Just, accept that you've blundered. Like, humble yourself, It's chess. I didn't, force this position. This isn't a hack. This is legit how the game exists. If it weren't a 10-minute game, we could have played this to the heat death of the universe. There's a reason that rule exists. I suppose, yes, I was down on time, so if it wasn't a rule, just doing this repetition, they would have won on time. But the rules are what the rules are, and that's a fine way to end the game. What you really should not have done there, mate, is you should not have pushed that pawn. You've got... What other options have you got? You can create another check, but you obviously don't want to do repetition yourself because that just throws a tie. So yeah, what else have you got? You could, well, did it say that was the best move? Potentially. Oh, that doesn't throw the thing. Oh, look at that, defending the pawn. Oh, that's very good. Yeah, if that, then my plan doesn't get executed. And I think, yeah, what you need is you need more than just your queen. I mean, a higher level player would probably find a way to check with just the queen and the knight. But without, more pieces developed, like these haven't moved, have they? Without more pieces developed, I don't think they were going to find check. So there was just a bit of back and forth from them before they had this idea, which obviously decided the fate of the entire game. It's not a good idea. Any move, in fact, like any pawn move, except that one. That one works too. But any other pawn move throws it to a tie. Am I right about that? Why is this? Why is this one not? Why is that one fine? How is this not? That's best, and then, but it's the same repetition. I think this evaluation is broken, correct? There's nothing different about the... No, okay, it's broken. It's got to be broken. Gotta be. That's working now. Okay. So that was just a game I wanted to share to talk about, well, the result. And don't be a dick on chess.com. Thanks for watching, and ta-ra.